Hey guys, welcome back to In Bed with Kate, and today we're gonna talk about toothless blowjobs. How many times did you hear during oral sex, "No teeth, please"? This can happen because of many reasons. The dick might be too thick or your mouth doesn't open wide enough. For many penis owners, teeth biting the dick like a slice of pizza is one of the biggest fears when receiving a BJ. For the given partner, it can create pressure to perform perfectly, often without guidance, education, or tools. Let's talk about what to do to make your blowjob toothless, exciting, and comfortable. And as a blowjob queen, I'm happy to introduce you to those tricks. So the first tip is very simple: take it slow. This tip may sound simple, but it really helps more than you think. Just slow down. It's not a race, it's a sensory experience that is meant to be savored. Especially if it's a big size penis, be aware of where your mouth is and how you are moving. Stay in control instead of rushing or going on autopilot. Sometimes that alone is enough to keep your teeth from getting in the way and make things more comfortable for both of you. And of course, use lots of lube. One of the easiest ways to prevent discomfort during oral sex is to keep everything wet and slippery. Saliva can help with a small penis, but with a bigger size it won't last and it won't be enough. Using flavored lubricant can make things not just smoother, but also tastier. The given partner would have way more fun and ease. Plus, when there is enough moisture, any small contact with teeth is less likely to cause discomfort or irritation. That's why if you do give oral sex, stocking up on flavored lube is the best investment you can make. And another tip is focus on the head. Most of the sensitivity lives right in the head of the penis. So you don't need to take the whole thing like it's an Olympic sport unless you want to. In which case, big respect. The goal is pleasure, not pressure. Mix things up with sucking, kissing, a little stroke in the head. And another great move, you can use the flat part of your tongue on the frenulum, the tiny spot where the head meets the shaft of the penis. It's packed with the nerve endings and can make toes curl real fast. You can also lick slowly up and down the shaft a few times and then switch back to sucking the head. So again, it's not always about this putting the whole thing in your throat, not at all. So play with your tongue, relaxed, then firm. Variety is sexy. The head of the penis has twice less nerve endings than the clitoris. Just a fun fact. Incorporating rhythm can create a more dynamic and pleasurable experience without relying on depth alone, right? So if you keep things interesting, switching things up, even in terms of how you stimulate the head, it will still be a good blowjob. And the next tip is tuck those lips in. To avoid accidental teeth action, gently curl your lips over your teeth. This covers your teeth and makes it easier to focus on the head without worrying about scraping anything that definitely doesn't want scraping. And if you are experimenting with going deeper, move slow and steady. Russian is how things get uncomfortable for both of you. And your tongue is a secret weapon. If you are not into lip curling, it's totally fine. Another sneaky trick is using your tongue to cover your bottom teeth while you're working your magic. And keep it there the whole time if that's the concern. What you have to do is stick your tongue all the way out, and then when he sticks it all the way in, it will miss the teeth. This helps reduce how wide your jaw needs to open and creates a smoother surface, minimizing any chance of tearing and scraping. And hands are not cheating. Let's clear something up. Using your hands doesn't turn it into a hand job. It means you are just being smart. Hands are basically an extension of your mouth, especially if you add a little lube. And one classic move, mouth on the head and a hand slide in the shaft with a gentle twist or just up and down. And this is not a shortcut. It's actually a very reasonable thing to do because incorporating hands creates more dynamic experience. Hands can help when your mouth needs some time to relax. And it will help you to control the depth, maintain the rhythm, add extra pressure, and reduce physical strain. The average penis erect measures around 5.17 inches, which means going deep every time isn't realistic and isn't necessary either. So focus on the tip with your mouth while your hands are working the shaft. Condoms, in this case, they're not just for penetration, especially if it's thick condoms. So this is not a magic spell that guarantees 0 teeth forever, but condoms definitely can help. And if your teeth slip, you are way more likely to catch the condom, not your partner's penis. Even though it may be not the tastiest thing to put in your mouth, but if you add flavored lubricant, it will taste so much better and it will prevent you from getting any STDs. For example, chlamydia can pass through oral sex. So yeah, it can make things way more comfortable for everyone involved. And another tip, practice on a dildo. Nobody was born a master of the blowjob. Practice helps. And here, because the whole game is about open your mouth wider, and if you don't have a penis on a standby to practice, it's best to get a dildo and practice on it. During the blowjob training, that's what we do, right? I show different techniques and then everyone has a dildo with the condom and we all perform those techniques during the class. And practicing solo lets you explore techniques without pressure, nerves, and train your mouth to open wider. And you can start with a small size and gradually build your way up. And finding the right position can help you to naturally relax your jaw and open your mouth wider, making oral sex feel easier and more controlled. When the head, neck, and the spine are aligned, then the magic happens. So you don't have the tension in your throat, you don't have the jaw tension. Highly recommend every time when you choose the position, make sure that you have all those things in alignment. And a brand new solution from this problem that really surprised me in the best way is sugar lips. This comfort mouth guard helps even users who do experience TMJ to feel more relaxed and confident. It gently covers the teeth, top, bottom, or both, reducing the chance of discomfort and helping to create smoother experience. So this product is brand new, and oral sex can be a trigger for TMJ symptoms, and it can be uncomfortable for people who are suffering from the jaw pain. So basically, if that's a problem, then you do want to do something about it. First of all, you can stretch your jaw muscles, right? So you can place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth in an N position, and then open your jaw in a straight line for 6 seconds, and then repeat it again. Repeat it 6 times. Then you can also massage your jaw muscles below the cheekbone in a circular motion for 30 seconds. And you can also just place your thumb on your top teeth and index finger on your bottom teeth, gently pulling down to increase the range of motion. So again, like any other muscle, these jaw muscles can also be trained. And yeah, if you do have TMJ, now you know what to do. With sugar lips, you can still have enjoyable oral sex sessions. So oral sex is often framed as something you should just know, but in reality it is a learned skill that involves anatomy, rhythm, techniques, and emotional presence. And too often people expect just to know, and when they don't, embarrassment replaces curiosity. So if you are not confident about giving blowjobs, if you think that you will bite all the penises that are put inside of your mouth, please join me at the workshop Blowjob 101 and Deep Throat 101, where we break down all techniques, all useful tools, and all the rules to keep in mind when you are trying to impress somebody with your skill. So somebody also tells you that you are queen of blowjobs one day. Please check out the descriptions of my outer trainings and workshop in the description of this video. And I hope you have the most tastiest blowjobs and the most comfortable experiences every time you open your mouth for that purpose. And I'll see you next time in Bed with Kate.